It was the kind of wedding people post about for years. Linen-draped tables, a violinist by the fountain, sunset timed down to the second. From the outside, everything looked like a dream. But from where I stood, just behind the curtain, half shielded by a floral arch, I saw something else entirely. Jessica Monroe and Todd Langston were saying their vows. Her dress shimmered like melting snow under the string lights. His voice cracked, just enough to sound sincere. Friends wept. Parents clutched each other. And in that moment, no one could have imagined that everything was about to shatter. I watched them like someone watching actors on a stage they'd once been bullied off of. They didn't recognize me. Not yet. But I recognized them the moment they walked into my studio 3 months ago, flipping through mood boards, tossing off phrases like modern chic and elegantly timeless. Jessica called me hun. Todd never looked me in the eye. It's strange, the way some memories don't fade. 18 years ago, Jessica poured chocolate milk down my shirt in the cafeteria. Todd held the phone during the prank call that made me change schools. My name was Samantha then. Now it's Sam. And now I was planning their wedding. I didn't sabotage anything. Not in the way you're thinking. No, I made sure their day was perfect. Just not for them. They called me Ghost Girl because I never fought back. Because I was quiet, pale, lanky, always sketching in the back of the room. I never gave them the satisfaction of tears, but they still knew. Jessica saw to that. Her laughter followed me down hallways like perfume. Todd was the quarterback, of course, always a beat behind her cruelty, but smiling through it. He once accidentally kicked my sketchbook across the locker room floor. No one said anything. Not the teachers, not the students, not even me. That's what it means to be invisible. You don't even get the decency of defense. There was one moment I still taste when I wake up at night. Senior year, spring formal. Someone had photoshopped my yearbook photo onto a pig's body and printed 100 copies. Taped them to lockers, bathroom stalls. Someone else, and I still think it was Jessica, put one inside my prom invitation, folded neatly, like a gift. I left town the week after graduation, didn't say goodbye. I changed my name, changed my voice. I got a job assisting a wedding planner in Boston. I was good at it, obsessive even. There's comfort in details, in control, in knowing every flower will bloom on cue. Years passed. My company grew. I never thought of them again. Until I saw their names on an inquiry form. And I swear to God, I laughed out loud. Jessica Monroe, Todd Langston. They didn't remember me. Not even a flicker. Jessica showed up in Lululemon, sipping iced matcha, flipping through Pinterest boards on her phone. Todd trailed behind her, distracted, always half texting someone. They called me Sam, like it was short for Samantha, like they'd never shouted it down a hallway for laughs. I just want it to be us, you know? She told me during our first planning session, eyes wide with curated sincerity. Not fake, not overdone, just real love. I nodded, took notes, added real roses to the budget, the kind that open at sunset. Booked a photographer who specialized in candid tears. Every detail flawless. Every corner of the ceremony calculated. Because somewhere between seating charts and champagne tastings, I made a decision. I was going to give them the most beautiful wedding money could buy, and then burn it to the ground. Not literally. No, I'm not that kind of story. See, when you plan someone's wedding, you see the cracks, the snide remarks, the way Todd flinched when Jessica mentioned his Vegas phase, the long silences when I asked about their how we met story. And then there was the email. A misfired reply from Jessica to her maid of honor about a pregnancy, but not hers and not his. It was a mistake, a thread that unraveled. One call to a florist's assistant, an old classmate, bless her, and suddenly I had a whole bouquet of secrets. I didn't ruin their lives. I just let them ruin each other's, publicly, elegantly. The sun dipped low as Jessica walked down the aisle. A string quartet played Can't Help Falling in Love with heart-aching precision. Guests turned in their seats, gasping, smiling, recording. She looked breathtaking, truly. Todd wiped away a tear. So did I, but not for the same reason. Everything had gone exactly as planned. The arch draped in ivory silk, the seats lined with baby's breath, the timing perfect. They said their vows beneath soft, golden light. Jessica's voice trembled in just the right place. Todd kissed her hand. The crowd erupted. And then, the reception. Champagne flowed. Laughter echoed. Someone's uncle made an overlong toast about finding the one. And finally, it was my turn. Jessica insisted I say a few words, our amazing planner who made all this magic. I stepped up to the mic, smiled, held their gaze. I want to tell you a story, I said. It's about high school, about cruelty, about forgetting the people we stepped on to feel taller. There was a pause, a murmur of confusion. Behind me, the projector screen came to life. Images, a classroom, yearbook pages, a pig-headed Photoshop, then screenshots, emails, messages, voicemails. Not mine, theirs. Jessica's voice, frantic, from a voicemail to someone named Andrew. Todd's, if she finds out I'm done, tell her it's not mine. The room froze, the sound of cutlery dropping, a gasp. Someone's mother whispered, "Oh my God." Jessica's mouth opened, closed. Todd looked like he'd been punched. I took a sip of champagne. To love, honesty, and memory, I said, and I walked off stage. No one clapped, not right away. The screen went black. The music didn't return. A breeze passed through the open garden tent and rustled the linen napkins, like the room itself had exhaled. Somewhere, a child asked, "What happened?" Too loud, too clear. Jessica stood in place, rigid, mascara trailing. Todd, pale, mouth a flat line, looked everywhere but at her. His hands twitched toward his phone, then away. The guests shifted. No one made eye contact. The best man muttered something and vanished toward the bar. I walked straight to my car. Didn't run. Didn't look back. By midnight, the story was already unraveling. Someone posted a video to Instagram before the projector went dark. Comments exploded. A private wedding. Not anymore. By morning, BuzzFeed had a headline. Planner exposes bride and groom's dirty secrets in front of 120 guests. But you wouldn't find my name. Not anywhere. The vendor list had been edited, the contracts shredded, the business rebranded. I wasn't in it for fame. I wasn't in it for revenge. I was in it for the silence. For that perfect moment, right after the last voicemail played, when Jessica realized every mask she'd worn since high school had cracked at once. When Todd saw the audience look at him, not as a groom, but a liar, a coward, a cliché. They had taken everything from me once. My name, my dignity, my voice. All I did was return the favor, wrapped in lace, served with champagne. They never annulled the marriage, not officially. 3 weeks later, Jessica moved out of their new condo. She was seen crying outside her sister's house in Westfield. Todd deleted every social media account. His real estate license was quietly suspended. Financial misconduct. No one asked why. Everyone already knew. I kept working. Weddings are funny things. They reveal people. Pressure, pageantry, performance. It's a mirror, and most don't like what they see. But they pay anyway. They smile. They lie. Sometimes they tell the truth and don't even realize it. I've planned 14 more ceremonies since Jessica and Todd. I never told anyone. Not my assistant. Not my therapist. They just saw it as a difficult client. But sometimes, when I walk past a florist and I see the exact shade of peony she wanted, dusty blush, not pink blush, please, I smile a little. Not because I ruined their wedding, but because I didn't. I gave them everything they asked for, everything they pretended to be, and then I gave them exactly what they deserved. Some stories don't need a moral. Some bullies never say they're sorry. And some girls grow up quiet, unnoticed, unimportant, until they learn how to turn silence into spectacle. At 10:40 p.m., the venue's nightlight still flickers on, the same one that lit up Jessica's face when her past finally caught up to her. And sometimes I wonder, when she dreams now, does she remember my name?